Hey everyone, it's Tony. So welcome to another episode of Soul Look. So for this episode, we're going to be looking at another affordable golf shoes for everyone to use. So we're going to be testing and reviewing about the Nike Infinity G. G as in for golf, of course. And we're here at Southwoods Country Club, and I will be playing a whole session of 18 holes with my dad. He is also going to be playing with us. So before that, have a look at this next part of the video for unboxing and first look of the actual sneaker itself. Hey everyone, Tony here, and welcome to another episode of Soul Look here at Soul Freaks. So for this episode, I'm going to be showing all of you another optional affordable golf shoes that any golfer can use in the fairway and of course in the driving range, and we'll see if this can also be used casually. Now, as well as we'll see if this golf shoes fit the following categories. So we have the fit. Is it a good fit? Comfort. Is the golfer comfortable wearing this all day in the fairway? Does this golf shoes go with any sort of weather? As we all know, golf is an all-weather sport. And does this golf shoes goes with any kind of terrain in the fairway? As we all know, fairways had different kind of construction or look. So we'll see if this fits that category. Alright, so what we have here is the Nike Infinity G. So I have two colorways here. We have the black one and the white one. The design of the sneaker was kept simple for this pair. Now, the reason for that is Nike Golf wants to keep this at a affordable price level for any golfers, which is why the reason we have this video in the first place, to give golfers an option for any affordable golf shoes. As we know, most golf shoes right now are at a mid-level or high-level pricing because of the new technologies being offered by any brands. Now, next goal here is to have the sneaker or to have the Infinity G fit any style of the golfer. So whether the player dresses up as a simple clothes, or if the player dresses up with loud clothes, the sneaker or the Infinity G can fit them as well, as long as they can just do the mix and match of the colors or the color combination of what they wear. Now, looking at the physical appearance of the sneaker, so we only have the Nike check on the lateral and medial portion of the sneaker. And speaking of upper, so the upper, majority of the upper from lateral to medial is made of soft synthetic leather, which is also waterproof. Now, we all know that golf is a all-weather sport. So it's whether it's raining, on a hot sunny day, stuff like that, they have to offer the waterproof function to any of their products, which is also very important for most players these days. Now, up next here is the heel counter. Now, if you notice the heel counter right here, the materials here is leather as well, but this is harder than the other portion of the upper. So this is soft leather, but the heel counter right here is a bit thicker. And the reason for that is to add stability for the player when they're making a swing or making a stance while playing golf, of course. And with that, given that there's a thick heel counter here, they also provided a soft cushion on the collar area to, of course, add a very comfort feeling for the player as they wear the sneaker. So those are the important aspect on the physical appearance of the sneaker itself. So whether it's the white colorway or the black colorway, they're both technically the same in terms of the design and materials. Now there were other colorway released for the Infinity G. So I think there was the, not sure what color was that, but it's also white, but it's mixed with blue, red, or orange. The midsole right here is made of Phylon soft foam. Now, much like any running shoes, training shoes, casual shoes, or other performance shoes from Nike, they are currently using Phylon soft foam for their midsole. Up next here is the outsole or the outer sole. Now, this was tagged as a spikeless golf shoes, and that's because they don't use the traditional golf spikes on the sole area, but rather they use the rubber. So it's still spikeless given that the shape here is spikes. Now we have 5 spikes, traditional spikes look-alike here. So it's in the outer portion of the sneaker and one on the inside. And we have other cleats here as well to help the players to have better grip on the ground as they play golf. Now up next here is what we have, the insole. So the fit sole. Now we have here a very soft sock liner. Now believe me, the first time that I wore the sneaker, it was so soft that I thought there was no sock liner inside the sneaker. Now that's one of the best thing about the Nike Infinity G is the sock liner. So fit sole, all day comfort from tee to green. It definitely gave you the best definition on what they want to promote or what they want you to feel while wearing the sneaker itself. And I have to say it really did the job. Sizing for the sneaker itself was tagged as wide. Now the reason for that is to give the sneaker a wide audience for the golfers. So if your foot is wide, this is your version of true to size. Now, talking about the fit and the sizing, if you want or if you prefer a tighter fit for the sneaker, you have to go a half size down. That will give you a better lock. But if you prefer to stick with your true to size, whether your foot is wide or narrow, you can, stick your true to size but expect a little bit of spacing inside while wearing the sneaker. Now, for me personally, I can feel the difference between them. Now, what I have here is a size 8 US and a size 7.5 US. Now, I wore them both. So, we'll start with the size 8, my true to size. So, as I wore the sneaker, I can definitely feel a little space inside the sneaker while wearing them. Even though it will depend on the socks that I'm wearing. So, even if I have a tight lace, I can still feel the space inside. Now, next here is I wore the 7.5, a half size down from my true to size. Now, this definitely has a tighter fit or a tighter lock, obviously. Now, there's one thing that you also have to consider when, computing your actual sizing for this one is the length of your foot. Now, given that if you want a tighter fit, but if the length of your foot does not fit it, you have no choice but to go with your actual true to size on that matter. So consider your length as well when you're deciding on the size for the sneaker itself. Okay, so fit wise, so as I mentioned, this is wide foot. So for wide foot, you have no problem with this, since basically this is for wide footed golfers. But for regular footed golfers, this is also no problem. You can stick your true to size. So it has good grip, good comfort, and at the same time in the ground as well, good grip. Yeah. So here it is. I'm walking with it in the ground, and of course in the fairway. So it also mentioned in the insole, so from tee to green, full comfort. Alright, so that was me in one of my sessions and playing a good round of golf. So that's one round of golf. Now, I did explain on that part of the video that how comfortable I was while wearing the sneaker while walking hole 1 to hole 18 on one round. So yeah, fit and comfort, for me it's worth it. No problem on that. Whether you chose to have a size 8 like me or a size 7.5 like me, depending on what's your true to size, of course. Now, overall performance, the sneaker itself is worth it. It has good grip on the ground with how the outer sole is shaped or constructed or how the traction pattern looks like. So it has a fantastic grip, to be honest. So I didn't have any problems slipping while doing a swing or doing a follow through. And that's one important aspect on playing golf, is to feel comfortable while making a swing. Given that as well that the fit sole, given the force that you're going to try to do is how soft the sneaker inside is, and at the same time the spacing is good, right? So again, sizing depends on where you're comfortable. All right, so before we end the episode, so there are some Q&As regarding spikeless golf shoes nowadays. So one of them, what's with the spikeless golf shoes trend that we have today? What's the reason why most golfers are going into the spikeless trends nowadays? So in my personal experience, or from my observation as well, so back in the day, golfers usually bring two pairs of sneakers. That is the golf shoes and their casual sneakers or shoes. And that's because, for example, after you play with your friends, usually you stay around and drink, eat, stuff like that. Now for spikeless golf shoes, so this is one reason is for the golfer to only bring one pair, and technically that's the entire shoes that you're going to be wearing for the whole day, from leaving the house, starting your game, finishing the game, or whatever your plan is afterwards, after you play golf. So for me and my observation and personal experience, that's one of the reasons for having spikeless golf shoes nowadays, which is one thing that most brands are promoting, is to have them multi-purpose sneakers like that. So it's a multi-purpose sneakers for spikeless golf shoes. Now the next question here is specifically for the Nike Infinity G itself. So before I introduce the Roshi G and the ADG3, so both sneakers has the question of, can we casually wear them to the office or errands or malls? Now for both of them, the ADG3, Jordan ADG3 and the Nike Roshi G, technically you can, because of how the spikes were constructed for the sole. It's very simple, so it's not that much of a big deal when you wear them. But for the Infinity G, in my opinion, I think it's not a good idea to wear them casually because of how the rubber spikes were constructed. So technically it was constructed differently from the Roshi G and the Jordan ADG3. But of course, it will depend on your preference actually. So you can still wear this casually, as you can see. But if you ask me, I prefer not to, because technically the sneaker itself was made for the golf course. So yeah, again, your preference, it's fine. So we do have a lot of questions about the evolution of golf sneakers that we have today. So obviously there will be more coming, technologies coming our way for the sneakers to give the golfer additional comfort and even help them somehow with their game. So who knows when, and we'll see then. So for now, if you do have any questions regarding the spikeless golf shoes, or even the traditional golf shoes, or specifically the pair that we just reviewed in this episode, feel free to do it in the comment section down below, and we will try our best to provide the best answer from our end. Alright, so with all that said and done, so I do hope this video helps you in deciding if you want to purchase the Nike Infinity G. Now, before we ended this video, I would like to thank all of you for taking the time. And please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more contents, and we'll have more episodes coming. And also our social media website, we've been updating and posting some new contents as well in our social media website, Outsole in Instagram and Facebook. So please don't forget to follow those accounts. Alright, so again, my name is Tony, and thank you very much for the time and listening to the video, and keep moving forward.